We are back. Once again, we are marooned on the peninsula off the Choptank River on the eastern shore of the Chesapeake Bay. Last year, 18 castaways battled it out in the shadows of the 17th century pirates who ran this area. This year, we're dealing with their ghosts. And while I'm here, I'm just gonna hide this guy right in here. Known as one of the most haunted towns on the East Coast, this area has a bloody history of restless souls and unfinished business, from the curse of blindness on the LeCompte family to the floating ghost on High Street. For the first time ever, all 16 castaways have competed in a previous version of Survivor. All of them are haunted by their past decisions in one way or another. The question is how they deal with it. We'll find out by dividing them into spirits and specters, this year in Survivor Chesapeake, Lost Souls. The spirits, people who seek redemption from within. They are forward thinkers who come into the game with something fundamental they want to change about their own gameplay.
I have been waiting for this day since last year.
My strategy last year was pretty cautious. If people think I'm playing the same way I played last year, no one's gonna trust me.
I'm gonna play it fast and loose, baby.
They'll be pitted against the specters. They look outward and focus on revenge on those who have wronged them. They have a score to settle. They're not gonna play this game quietly.
I think there's a curse on me.
I don't want to do what I did last year.
Didn't mean to start a lot of drama.
I lied a lot to everyone.
No matter how these castaways plan to play, they must learn to adapt or they'll be voted out of the tribe. In the end, only one will remain to claim the title of sole survivor. 39 hours, 18 people, 1 survivor. Before we start, can I get one person to choose a name from both of these?
Yay.
Both of you? Great.
Will.
I got Chris.
Okay, Will and Chris, I'm going to need you to follow Alexi right now.
It's been fun playing, guys. You just hear gunshots. We're executed in the back.
Welcome everyone to Survivor Chesapeake Lost Souls. So, for the first time in any of the Survivors that we've done, all 16 of you have played one variation or another of these games. Whether it was a full weekend long one or just a day long one, you've all played Survivor. So now, we're gonna take a look at how you've played your past games and how you look at the choices you've made. All of you are haunted by your past in some way or another. The question is what you do with that. And that's how we divided the tribes. So we've got the spirits and the specters. The spirits seek redemption from within. So they think that they did something wrong in their own game. They want to change it. They feel that they are shaped by the environment around them. The specters, on the other hand, seek revenge on the people that have wronged them. So they look at their last game and they're like, I didn't make it here because this person made this wrong move. I didn't make it here because I was dealt a bad hand. So they shape the environment that they're in. They are the ones who are typically after revenge. So now, without further ado, you're gonna find out if you're a spirit or a specter. Okay, when you guys reveal, the spirits will be wearing pink and the specters will be wearing purple. So without further ado, let's figure out your tribes. Mine's empty.
Oh, I know I was gonna do this.
Oh, wait.
I was like, I don't think that's enough.
What's
No.
I thought
I forget.
Spirit.
Nice.
Spirit. And you'll do like a cute little
We'll have to see
crappy.
what it looks like with the shirt.
Oh, that's
Like,
good.
something feels weird. Unless they're just out of the game now. That was,
Right.
I mean, they had envelopes.
They could be doing something their own thing.
You really said
Who
self-reflect.
knows?
Chris and I went in there. There was a scroll on the table.
Right now, Survivor Chesapeake Lost Souls is beginning. Tribes are being divided, and the theme is being explained. You are not a part of it. For this first round, you have no tribes. You will not compete in the challenge. You will not go to tribal council or ghosts. At the start of the next round, you will get to meet back here and decide who will join which tribe. You must agree in the decision. If you cannot agree, you both lose your vote in the next tribal council. Wow.
So what do you want to tell people that we saw?
I think we just fucking tell them honestly what the deal is. I think at this round, to be deceptive is to put an X on our backs.
I think I did what Will wanted, but I feel like I gave away too much at the top. We'll see what happens.
I don't know, we could think on it. It's something that we read in here that by definition we're not allowed to say. I came up with the plan to suggest that we essentially read semi-cryptic notes of basically the ebb and flow of the game.
They might not get
The
that knowledge.
advantage is that if we stay in like a couple more rounds, then there's kind of like a built-in like institutional knowledge of what's gonna happen.
Are you saying we bluff and say that we know what's coming?
Yeah, like we came in here, they said we're ghosts, we had a premonition of how the game's gonna fall out. We crossed over and we came back and we're not allowed to talk about what we saw other than we know how the game works.
I like that actually. That's really actually kind of pretty fucking fun.
I'm worried this puts a target on my back, but I was pretty upfront about how I played things. I think that was a good move on my part, and I think I can be trusted.
Let's try not to like
I agree.
be
Give them anything.
obtuse about the whole thing and like,
Yeah.
you know, just like lay it on the table immediately or whatever, because then I think there's more power in kind of like one-off
Drawing it out.
selectively talking about it. Let's decide very quickly whose team we're going to go to, and let's just go to that team.
Odd man out, coming into a new team, didn't do round one. That's gonna make me look shitty. Not good.
Early on, you and I, in this challenge,
Pick.
we'll signal which way we're going so
Great.
we can start to like warm up to them. So,
I'm
but let's
happy
not come in hot. and
No,
heavy.
no.
Like, you know,
No,
you gotta.
I know how to play the game.
Okay.
We're good.
All right. Good.
I feel good about it. Cool.
I'm stressed. I'm freaking out. But that's what the game's all about. That's Survivor.
We're ghosts. I know.
I mean,
We will get reincarnated after round one and get to choose our tribes.
Do you feel spooky?
Yeah. Do you
I
have
feel
to
very different.
each tribe?
We're not in a tribe for the first round, and then you get to pick from.
Wow.
I can't tell if it's an advantage or a disadvantage. I do think I would rather be in their position.
Basically, just talk about
it,
and you kind of have to agree. I guess.
Or is
It was
like a
cryptic.
fight to a death?
Yeah, what
Well,
do you do if you guys both want?
Yeah, if you're both I mean, we talked about it in there, and it seems fairly amicable at the moment. So I don't know.
Just wait.
You already
Will's
know.
gonna turn on you. Get
I think he
aggressive
might.
real quick.
Do we want to do like our initials, the classic, on there, or do we want to do something pretty?
Do we want some?
I love my tribe. I think our tribe is really strong. Our tribe has some extra good players. Steven is very good at Survivor. Matt is very good at Survivor. Maddie is very good at Survivor. And Jill is a really strong player. And Carolyn and Rachel are remarkably social. So I feel like our tribe will mesh and vibe really well. We could do like spooky eyeballs. Like,
That's what I said.
I like eyeballs.
Yeah,
I do like
that's a good
that
idea.
because respect.
And not just because I also have it.
Do I have permission
eyes.
to do just decor around the specter? That's where I'll thrive.
Yeah.
I could not have predicted this tribe in a million years. I just feel like it's gonna be a hard road to keep me in with this tribe.
If they're gonna spend
I know
some
she
time
put it
looking
there.
for idols, then we should put them. I think they're changing.
But
Yes, I love this mindset.
I was surprised. I asked, like, okay, guys, like, who do you think wronged you? Like, what do you think about like why you're placed here? And like people were like, oh, she's trying to start drama already. And I was like, no, I just want to know you're on my team.
Some of the people who didn't tell me anything last year are on the tribe. Emily last year, I had a hand in getting her out. She stole an idol from me. There was a lot that happened.
I am a little concerned that there's going to be like preconceived ideas. What I did last time is I started thinking about targets too early.
Oh my god, are you still peeling apart that paintbrush? Yeah. I feel weird that I gave it to you and I was like, and I'll find another.
Here's my thing. We're gonna go to tribal eventually, and when we do, I don't want to be conceived as a power player in any sense of the word. We're keeping our guns in our holsters for a while.
Listen, I hated losing. Don't talk in the past tense. We got work to do.
I still hate losing. We got work to do.
Which is why we won't do it.
We want to do the work.
We want to do the work and we do not want to lose.
Do you want?
Okay, what you had the first time was
It's a work in progress, okay?
it's a work.
I'm a little confused.
With it straight up that it looked like those car dealership like floppies.
I don't really identify with the spirits. I felt like I was really betrayed last year, so I was really expecting to be in the other team just based on that.
Alan's gonna be a specter soon.
That's why I'm here.
We keep beating.
But I like the people I'm with.
Should we go paint? As soon as Chris described them, I definitely was like, I'm 100% going to be a spirit. I do think that I got out like on my own demise. I don't like casting blame outwards into other people. I hold myself to high standards, and so I definitely think this is where I belong.
Can you make like one big,
That's warm tone.
Pac-Man style ghost?
Oh yeah, right here.
Splatter it all over.
I love it.
Yes.
I feel optimistic. I'm excited to chat more with people. It's definitely a movement that I don't have tons of baggage with, so I'm excited to go into that. Blank slate.
I've had a couple people approach me already. I've approached a couple people. Dale, Lucas, we get along. I'm trying to find a balance between playing it low key and making some of the right alliances early on.
Alan's on my team. That's not good. We're in a relationship, and that's just going to put a target on our backs. We shall see.
Don't think about it. Just do it.
Go with your
gut.
I'm going to gravitate towards Mackenzie and Dale and like try and do like a woman alliance.
We gotta name it. We gotta name our spirit.
Can we name it Winky?
I honestly feel really good about my tribe. My only concern is that I know with the other tribe, I am public enemy #1. I feel okay for now, but if we go downhill, I'm just sinking with the rest of the ship.
Man, you think it was good?
Yeah. I said it looks like a pig.
It's a pig ghost.
It's a pig ghost.
Little do they know my decision is imminent. Should we pitch you? Do you want to? Should we tell you what makes us a better team?
Skills right now.
Both teams are solid. I'd be happy with either team. It's gonna depend on what Will wants, but I'm kind of leaning pink.
No, but here's the real question though. If I hadn't drawn your name out of a hat, I guess Caroline did, what tribe do you think you would have been placed on?
I would have been a Spectre like 3 years ago. I'm definitely a Spirit now.
So they got Lucas, they got Alan, they got Taylor, they got Hannah, Eric, dude, they got fucking Eric.
Will or Chris would have been on our team?
Oh, Will would have been, that's a great question. Will
I think you would have
been a specter, I think.
I think I'm gonna opt to pick for the pink team because I know too many on the purple team. And I don't know if that's an advantage or a disadvantage.
I would be happy with either one of them because Will is a new person for me, so I can start fresh. And Chris, I feel like I could really build a relationship with in the game.
Purple's gonna have to cannibalize themselves, which like I can't vote I like everyone, so I can't vote anyone off. So this way, like if I vote for people, I'm less familiar with the pink team.
I feel like I know which team.
Oh my god.
Which one?
Spirits. Pink.
Oh, I was gonna choose pink.
You're gonna choose pink.
Well, I just feel like I'm being kind of selfish because I know so many people close enough on purple that I know, like I feel like it'd just be kind of easy for a couple rounds.
If you go to purple, and in the game I get like an idol clue or something, I'll share it with you. Mostly I just think I'll vibe with the people that I think I have more trust in my team.
Who in particular?
I think Alan and Taylor, and then also Eric would do really well.
I mean, minus you saw their flag, right?
I know.
It's
pretty gross. Yeah, it's very Lord of the Flies.
I appreciate the forthrightness.
Sure.
And then if we make it to the merge,
I would be into it.
yeah, no, not into, like, don't vote for each other.
Yeah.
We don't even have to talk about it.
Great.
I might say, you might say, but don't.
I'm really into that. I think you're a strategy man.
I have a knife on me too.
I have a knife in my bag. Oh.
Team Casper.
Yeah, we're Team Casper for now.
Casper, suck and fuck. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'll go hang out with purple, then you can play footsie with pink.
Love it.
1, 2, 3. You'll never expect her!
Welcome to your first challenge. It is going to be called the Demon Dive. Here's how it's going to work. It is a relay challenge. On my go, one at a time, 3 people from each team. They're going to run, jump into the pool, and try to collect up to 3 golf balls that have your tribe's color. You are collecting 15 of them.
Only dive once.
You can dive as many times as you want, but once you leave the pool, you've left the pool. Right before the challenge starts, when you're all set, I'm gonna put 3 numbers at the bottom of the pool. Those 3 numbers will be 3 numbers that correspond with the code over here. The job of the swimmers is to both gather the balls and make note of those numbers. You'll write it on the whiteboard, you'll pass it along to these people at that set of cones. Those 2 people will use those balls to toss them into the bins. You have to get 5 balls into the bin before you can move on. Once all 5 are in, you can take the whiteboard, run it to the last 2 people who will have a bag with the last slide puzzle piece in it. You will use the combo to unlock the bag. Once you unlock that, you can start on the slide puzzle. Once you finish the slide puzzle, you put in the last piece. Once it's complete, you win immunity. This is Demon Dive. For immunity. For the first challenge of Survivor, Lost Souls. Survivors ready? Go! Matt and Eric both jump into the pool. Oh, Matt's the first one down. Matt comes up with a bunch. Matt's going back down. Eric's up. Eric doesn't seem to have any. Matt comes back with a few. Eric going back down. Eric doesn't come up with any. Rachel down. Rachel comes up with a bunch. Eric is struggling in the water. And you got Carolyn in the water.
Do I have to come up?
You can stay as long as you want, or you can come up. Spectre's blowing through this. Eric looking at what he did wrong. Eric just heading back. Matt out for round 2. Spectres have 9 balls. Spirits have 0. Matt comes up with a bunch again. And Dale comes up with a couple. She's gonna go back down. Rachel comes up with a few different ones. She looks like she has 3. Dale is coming up with a couple. It looks like she has 3. Lucas is going down. Spectres think they have 15. Spirits have 8. Spectres have moved on to the balls. This challenge has proved trying for the spirits.
Hey, you got it, guys.
They are throwing.
We got 4.
Spectres have 4 and they're resetting. And Lucas up with a bunch of balls. He's going back down for 1 more. He's got 2.
1 more. You're doing so good.
Spectre's still going. They are passing it on to the slide puzzle. Eric going back in for 1 more try. This could be the biggest blowout in our Survivor history. The Spectres are trying the combo right now. Lucas back in. Lucas going back down.
Shut up. It's okay. You got it. Lucas.
Lucas has 2.
They're still swimming.
Dale just needs to get 2 more for the spirits to move on. They are far behind, but they have not given up. The Spectres are working on their puzzle. They are finally moving on to this next round. Spectres hard at work at the slide puzzle, trying to figure out what goes on top. Hannah gets 2 right out the gate. Hannah with 3. 4. Alan gets 4. And 5. That's 5. Spirits working on their lock right now. They have gained a ton of ground in a short amount of time. Will they make it to the puzzle? Maddie and Steven quietly strategizing. Do they have an idea of where everything is? The specters have come in with a vengeance. The spirits with more like a whimper. Now the spirits have started on their slide puzzle. Will they be able to catch up? Both tribes are furiously working. The spirits are making good work. The specters are stuck on the bottom. Mackenzie and Taylor have locked in. Steve and Maddie can't figure out what is wrong. Mackenzie and Taylor are getting close. It looks like we got a challenge on our hands. Could this be a comeback story? Where do these last pieces go? Spirits win immunity in the most stunning comeback. Congratulations.
Hell yeah.
At the end, we were like, that's not correct.
Oopsies. Look at this.
You guys were doing so well though. Like you got those rows in order. It was just one row too high.
Again with the slide puzzle, the ghosts were on top. I feel stupid, and I should have fought harder to not do it because I would rather have swam, but you know, it is what it is.
While we were doing the little mountain pieces, it looked like it went torturous, and so we were like sold on that.
It was so sad watching them do that slide puzzle because the rest of us could like see.
Survivor took a peek spot. We got that so fast.
Letter's really good at letters. We can spell.
I was like, I don't think the words are at the top. I think they're the second row. I think that they're building the bottom row that really should be the top. So it was like watching a car crash in slow motion. And there was nothing that you could do to stop it.
Do you have anything like aligned yet? No. Okay, neither do I. I literally haven't talked to anybody.
Have you heard a name?
I have not heard any name.
There is a lot going on. It's weird though because there's only 7 of us, which feels very, very small.
Have you thought about it at all in your free
I'm
time?
going from like, we just started the game. The only person that I don't know if I have her friends is Carolyn, because I've never played a group with her before. Yeah. But that's just me personally. You guys have any thoughts? What do you think? Yeah. I don't know. I don't really feel like there's like a weak link. I know.
Where are you kind of leaning right now?
No, I said
No.
Yeah.
I would prefer that it not be Jillian. You know, if we're haunted by our ghosts, I'm haunted by preconceived alliances. So I'm trying to come in totally neutral.
Based on the performance, like that challenge. Yeah. It would be easier to like put somebody else rather than like a random person. The first thing that somebody said to me was like, I want to work with you, which made me feel nice and secure. And then Carolyn told me like, yeah, so I was talking to Emily and she said that she wanted to definitely keep you in the game. So I feel like my name was immediately off the table, which is very kind and it makes me feel safe for this round.
I think it would be good for our story if you and I could be secretly aligned and tight. I know that I have to earn your trust again.
I'm obsessed with that idea.
But so what I'm saying is I'm willing to vote however you want me to in order to earn that trust and like relinquish control.
No, I'm not even thinking about this last year at all. Cool. Literally.
That's what I was hoping, so.
Yeah, this is a new game.
Before anybody started thinking about anything, for everyone's benefit, I was like, hey, just wanted you guys to know, this is how I feel. Whether they believe me or not, I have no control over it. They may be like, okay, bullshit. But like, I'm coming from a place of sincerity to be like, full clean slate.
And I'm down.
I'm down for that because we need people.
Yeah. I'm either being played so well, or I might have something going. I want to work with them.
Matt is such a competitor that if he's by my side, I have a shield, and I would like a shield.
I think we're both good challenges.
I mean,
obviously.
Yeah. I need a foundation because last game I was so alone. I need to build something, and I think I can build with Matt, and that he can bring in other people. And so that means I really am going to be truly honest with it. Anytime we talk, I really want to like beat around the bush or be like, I don't know.
Okay. We'll build trust.
Steven approached me and wanted to work with me and said he's going to be totally open and honest with me. So we'll see how that goes.
Heard names that people don't want to get rid of.
That's not helpful.
That's not helpful.
So apparently everyone's strategy to start out with was to say who they didn't want to vote out for, which I don't think is very helpful.
Has anyone thrown out a name yet?
Yes.
Is it me?
Yes.
Okay. What are they thinking? Matt. Okay.
I'll just based off the challenge here.
Yeah, but like.
And who said Matt?
Emily and Steven.
Okay. Everyone's been tossing out Maddie, but Maddie was the first person to come up to me and say, hey, do you want to work together? And I was like, yeah, that sounds great.
No one is putting forward a name.
Really?
All I know is people don't want to vote you out. So we'll see.
Love that. Okay, well. I feel like I talk too much. I'm telling people too much now. But also like you have to. I feel like it's like part of like what makes people trust me. Because I will tell them stuff. I need to pull back a little bit maybe.
The only person that I don't know is Kara. And like I know everybody else's strengths and weaknesses, the devil you know, and all that. But like I was the only one that was willing to say a name.
Yeah, I know it.
But now if I'm the only person that's thrown out a name, are they going to throw my name out to counteract that and make me look like the bad guy?
We talked, me, Steve, and Carolyn narrowed it down to Matt or Maddie.
Okay.
And I think we were leaning more Maddie.
I mean, if you're
because
leaning
Matt's
for-
a strong competitor.
Yeah, but if not, I'm amenable, but I would lean more towards.
So then we just need 4.
That's enough.
This is obviously like the toughest one. I mean, there's a rhyme and reason about it, but it's not really like, it's nothing anybody wanted to do. I think I have a solid with Emily and Steven, but I don't know, it's Emily and Steven. They're the most, they're always thinking.
Also, hi.
Hi, I'm Maddie. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. It's like definitely more difficult than I anticipated. I feel like I'm like on TV.
So a lot of people are only saying names of people that they don't want to vote out, which is like a fucking cop out.
I know.
I've heard Steven or Matt.
Yeah. There's some names I've heard.
But whenever I don't hear my own name is when I start to get nervous, because when you don't hear it is when people are definitely saying it.
Well, what did you guys talk about? What did she pitch to you?
She said that like most of the conversation had been like who did not want to vote out. She was like, which is not really helpful.
Yeah.
That's fair.
She didn't tell you a name at all.
So, okay.
It feels like endgame already.
I know.
I know. And they're just having fun with that.
I hate them.
I hate them so much.
Welcome to the first Tribal Council. That was the biggest comeback in the challenge I think I've ever seen in these games. Steven, what happened?
The slide puzzle freaking again. People are like, you're so good at slide puzzle, you're so good at slide puzzle. And I'm not. I'm not good at the slide puzzle, evidently. We thought the ghosts were on the bottom.
Maddie, is that a good assessment of what happened?
Oh yeah,
What,
words,
from your point of view?
super easy. We can spell.
So does that make you worried about tonight's vote? That you and Steven were on the part that...
Yeah, I mean, like when you're in doing group challenges, you never want to say like, oh, like, well, that tribe member really messed up like this part of the challenge, like that's an easy off, but it's always something that comes across your mind.
Do you think it's going to be a factor in the voting tonight?
Personally, I hope not.
That's not an answer to my question. Do you think it will be?
No.
No? Jill? Yeah. Do you feel like you were placed correctly on the Vectors tribe?
I think so. Based off of last, just
So I guess then
solely
going into this year, how are you shifting?
I'm trying to be chill, Jill, and also just like trying to talk to everybody.
Rachel, how are you changing your game?
That's so funny because I think that I am on the wrong track. Well, at least in retrospect, I feel like I really put a lot of the blame for what happened to me last year on me. And like I always think about that, like if I hadn't let my emotions get in the way,
I would have still been in the game for one more round. But obviously, like, to the outside world, that was not what maybe was the thought. So that's interesting. So to me, what I'm trying to do with my game is be actually a lot more like external and be like more tribe focused.
Emily, how are you planning on voting for this first vote?
I am leaning into the theme of the Survivor and trying to right my wrongs from last year. And last year, big dumb idiot me came out swinging, and so I am going with the tribe on this one.
Do you think it's going to be consensus?
I think it'll be close, but I don't think it'll be a full consensus.
Carolyn, this is your first large-scale game that you're playing. How has this been different from your mini version?
I feel like the stakes are higher. Like there's more, I feel like it's a little more tense.
Do you think you know who's going to go home at this
I
point?
think I know.
Everyone seems a little cagey. Does anyone think outright they might be the first boot? Okay, so it looks like unless someone's not speaking up, it's gonna be a blindside tonight. Then with that, Stephen, I think we can start.
This is just a vote of convenience, and I really hope that there's enough to keep this simple. Who knows what's gonna happen? I also really hope this is how I spell your name. And if it's me instead, then I'll see you at the pool later.
This sucks. I think this whole season is gonna suck because I came into it really thinking about how I want everyone else to do and how I would love like their game to go for them, and it's already not happening. I'm really sorry.
If anyone has an idol they would like to play, now would be the time to do so. Okay? Once the votes are read, decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Carolyn. We got one vote, Carolyn. Maddie. We got one vote, Maddie. One vote, Carolyn. Jillian. We got one vote, Jillian. One vote, Maddie. One vote, Carolyn. Maddie. We got two votes, Maddie. One vote, Jillian. One vote, Carolyn. Maddie. We got three votes, Maddie. One vote, Carolyn. One vote, Jillian. And the first person vote, Survivor, Maddie. I need you to bring up your torch. Maddie, the tribe is voting.
It takes it.
Oh, that is brutal.
And with that, that's the end of Tribal Council. I'll see you next round.
Like I'd said before, when you're the person that's at the tail end of a challenge, there's always a chance that like if you can't finish it before the others, you're an easy target. And I hadn't heard anybody give me a definite name, which is a huge red flag. But if I get to come back in the game later, now I know exactly who not to trust. So that feels good too, I guess. Or at least a couple people, because the only other votes were one for Jillian and my vote for Carolyn. So somebody else was not in the loop. You've just been voted out of the game. You're no longer playing Survivor, but you now have a different game to play. You are a ghost. You will now be given different opportunities to affect the players currently in the game. Oh, watch the fuck out. There will be a returnee coming back into the game, but it will not be at a challenge. Here's what will happen. When there are 11 survivors left, you and the other 5 ghosts will vote one of yourselves back into the game in a special ghost council. You'll have 2 votes to cast. You can cast them for the same person or different people, but you cannot vote for yourself. Anything is fair game. Good luck.